watching K34QB, Vail.
Happy Friday, July 7th. I love today because it is 7/7/2023. We are wrapping up a wonderful Monday through Friday here in the studio. I'm your host, Kimberly Perot. We have exciting things happening on today's show. We've got Seagull Cycles joining us in studio. We'll be talking about the art of the three-layered cake with our very own owner, Steve. We're so excited about that. Lots of events happening. And then a man of many talents is joining me from behind the camera, in front of the camera. Ben is joining me on the couch today. So Good Morning Vail starts now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. Mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Before we jump into the exciting contents of today's Friday morning edition of Good Morning Vail, let's talk about the weather. As you can see, we've got a lot happening. It's going to be about a high of 57 right around 8 a.m., high of 78. We've got a 20% chance of rain. Winds will be blowing through here, not too strong though, with about 15 miles an hour winds, so be on the lookout for that. And then as we move into the rest of the day today, you can see 12 o'clock, it'll be about 73 degrees. A little bit of cloud coverage throughout the day today. High of 77 around 4 p.m., 70 degrees around that 8 o'clock hour. We'll move into across the evening tonight. Sunset will be at 8:37 p.m. Again, look out for those winds, 15 miles an hour. Low of 44 degrees, 10% chance of rain. A little bit of cloud coverage across the moon as we go into the evening. As we head across the valley, you can see Denver has a 50% chance of rain and thunderstorms today. High of 79. Vail, we've got about 20% chance of rain, also some cloud coverage, 78 degrees. Avon, 10% chance of rain, high of 80. And then Eagle is going to be the warmest, high of 82. We've got some sunshine as well. We head into the weekend. Looks like we'll be having a bit of cloud coverage on that Saturday and Sunday. 10% chance of rain on Saturday, high of 79, low of 51. Mostly sunny on Sunday, high of 80 degrees. Monday, just about the same, high of 81. And then we've got that perfect sunshine that we're used to here on Tuesday, high of 84, low of 56. Wednesday, high of 86 as well, and a low of 55. So definitely exciting, I'd say nice and comfortable weather, but yeah, it's going to be a good weekend. How are you, Ben?
I'm doing really well, Kim. How are you doing?
I am so excited to have you sitting here on the couch with me today.
Thank you for welcoming me over. I'm glad to join you.
Yeah, so normally you are, you're kind of a man of many talents. You're hosting our outdoor adventure segment. You're behind the camera. You're hosting as well. So how's it feel to be here today?
It feels great to be on Good Morning Vail live for the first time. It's fantastic. I really enjoyed shooting the show for the last year or so, and it's super great to be on the couch.
Yeah, very fun. So I know, speaking of fun, there's lots of fun things happening
There
this
is a
weekend.
lot of fun things happening. Today in particular, we've got Bravo Vail, the Philadelphia Orchestra, is starting up today. They're doing a only Beethoven performance starting at 6 p.m. over at the Gerald Ford Amphitheater tonight.
I love that. I know we just had the Dallas Symphony here, and so we're just bringing in everyone. It's going to be a wonderful event.
It's one of my favorite times of the year because we bring all of this fantastic music in, and then once Bravo Vail ends, we basically kick off the Vail International Dance Festival right after that. And it's just such a fantastic way to bring in so many cool cultural events from all over the world. One of my favorite performances I've ever seen was at the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater. It was a tango troupe from Argentina performing I think it was a famous ballet. I don't remember exactly which one it was, but it was all tango performance instead of ballet.
Sounds right up my alley.
It was fantastic.
I love that. And then we also have the Art Walk coming up this weekend.
Yep, over in Eagle.
Yeah,
and that's sponsored by The Eagle Art Coalition.
Yep, and they were here in studio to talk about that last week. So lots of exciting things happening there. I think you can not only see local artists from all over Colorado. You've got live music. I think there's a rock climbing wall for kids. So very family-friendly event.
Absolutely, and there's also going to be tons of food out there too.
Yeah, well,
and then
wrong with food, that's for
right.
sure.
But if you can't make it over to Eagle, there's also the Lakeside Cinema here in Avon today. And that's going to be at 8:15, and they're showing the Goonies out at Nottingham Park. And that's going to be really cool, too. It's always super fun to watch that movie and catch the sunset over the lake at the same time.
Yeah,
it's
that's
fantastic
a childhood favorite of mine. I'm often told I look like the girl from the Goonies. I don't know if I agree with that, but you know what? We'll go with it.
I'll be honest, I've never actually seen it.
So, well, I guess maybe you need to go to Nottingham Park tonight.
Maybe I do.
Absolutely. Well, we have lots of exciting things in store on this Friday edition of Good Morning Vail, so stay tuned. We'll be right back after this break.
Good morning, Vail.
Here at Sun and Ski Sports, we are all about having the best summer adventures. Our full-service bike shop is here to help you get back on the saddle with services ranging from simple tire changes, full bike overhauls, and rentals. If trail running, hiking, or trips to the lake are your thing, our expert staff will fit you in the best performing footwear or clothing. And don't forget about a relaxing day on the water with our stand-up paddleboard rentals. Call Sun and Ski Sports in Avon or Dillon today or learn more at sunandski.com/CO.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on mountain perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, not only is our next segment featuring a very interesting person, this man is a business genius. He is leading Deerfield Media. Our very own owner, Steve Mumble, is going to be talking about the 3-layer cake and the art of it. So let's take a look. Tell me about this cake.
Well, this cake started, my mother made it for myself, my older brother and sister, and she made it for maybe about 9-10 years. until my younger brother came around. And it's a 3-layer cake, so when he came around, we couldn't go to 4. And that's when we went to apple pie. But I still remember this cake, and while I was a little boy watching my mother make this cake, I would read the back of the box. And they had these interesting lines saying, you have to do all this extra stuff if you lived over 3,500 feet. And living at 170 feet above sea level, I wondered, like, who are these people that live at 3,500 feet?
Crazy
and
people.
why are they burdened with all this extra stuff?
Right.
So now I have an opportunity to come out here and bake my very first cake at over 3,500 feet in altitude. And so that's what we're going to do.
All right.
And interestingly enough, I bought all the ingredients here at the local Walmart, which is a wonderful store. So this cake will cost $6.95.
Oh, wow, that's a
to make.
steal.
So I'm going to start putting it together now. You just get yourself a nice little bowl. It's a box cake.
Nice.
So devil's food, anything else. And we open the bag here. We're having a little trouble opening this bag here. But now we got it.
I love the story
And
behind
we
this cake.
pour everything in here.
Some of my best memories with my grandparents and my parents were in the kitchen. I remember making bread with my grandmother. So
It's
a very
wonderful.
warm
And this is
memory.
not a fancy cake. This is a feel-good cake.
Oh, good.
Work with the kids. They can all have their own special layer, and you can make them feel special. We're going to hold that off to the third segment.
3 layers is intimidating, though.
It is a little bit. Now, here comes my special moment. In that, I get to put in 2 tablespoons of flour,
That's
which is
to help with
needed
altitude.
for the people at the altitude.
Yes.
So I'm experiencing my childhood dream right now. So take
We're
note.
so happy that you're
1,
doing it in Park City.
2, 3, 4. These are half tablespoons, so I have to put 4
Oh,
in.
I thought it looked like a lot,
No.
but no.
And so I'm just going to cherish the moment here.
Okay.
Okay, that's enough. And so now we're going to get to the rest of the situation. It calls for 3 eggs.
Okay.
And as my grandmother and mother always told me, break 1 egg at a time and put it in.
Really? Why?
I know I had to do something like I got real chicken eggs and some of them could be spoiled. 1 at a time and
See, I
put
always
it
do
in.
mine together, so
No, you wouldn't do that.
Not
Because if the
anymore.
third one was bad, you lost 2 good eggs.
that's true.
And there's my 3rd egg into the mixture. We put in 1 cup of water,
All right. Looks good.
and we put in 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, and we are off to the races. Now, all we have to do is blend this for 2.5 minutes, for 30 seconds at low speed.
At low speed.
Then we're going to go to a commercial break, and then I'll finish up the 2 minutes at high speed
Sounds
because
good.
it can be very dangerous at high speed.
All right, well, it's a little loud out here. You don't want to have to hear all of this, but you don't want to miss this. We are going to be doing more cake right after this.
Thank you.
If you're just tuning in, I'm here with Steve Mumblow, the president of Deerfield Media. He is in Park City this week for a nice visit and also to bake a cake. So we're at the second step of baking this cake. He just mixed it up and told us the story behind it. And now, what's next?
Now, after 2.5 minutes of blending together the ingredients, we are going to just quickly oil our pans and put some flour into them. This is an easy trick. Liz on Nantucket has taught me this trick.
I always just
And
use the
she's
spray.
very good. Oh,
this
no,
is
no,
better.
no, no. We pour it in, and then you pour it on to the next one. And
Oh, it's
she's
so much better.
absolutely. And this is the way to do it, because most of our viewers are out of the Park City, Salt Lake City area, but we also have a huge national and international following. And so Liz on Nantucket, we got Ian over on Mercer Island in
nice.
Washington State who watches, Chris and Rex in Florida, Jim, Tiffany, and Dot in Baton Rouge, and my dear Patty is right now in Spain watching it. She provided us with the aprons.
Thank you.
So that's
I'm the guest
cool
chef.
stuff. And in addition, perhaps our watchers in Italy may not appreciate a box cake, but this is what we're doing.
Well, you're doctoring it up. You're fancying it up, and we really appreciate our viewers all around the world.
It's going to be extra special. So
yes.
I just put a little oil in, around with a paper towel, throw some flour in, and now we're just going to put half of the batter into each of the tins. And it is a quick, easy process.
Smells good.
And we'll put the other half in here.
I'm going to add, if you don't know how to let people know how to watch us throughout the nation, throughout the country, go to our website. You can watch our live stream.
Yeah.
So tell your friends to tune in wherever they are. They can check us out.
And there's a cake. This one needs a little bit more if we're going to do it right. So there we are. Our batter's in our pans. And because we are at high altitude, once again, and I had to read all about this, typically if you have a light pan or a glass pan, you would bake the cake at 325 degrees, a dark pan at 350. At high altitude, it's all at 350. So there you got a break here in Park City.
Yeah.
It's easier, just one temperature.
Don't have to worry about the pans.
And no matter what kind of pans you have. So our batter is ready to go into the oven. It's got to cook for 28 minutes. And I'm sure it's going to do something. Now, I did a practice run last night, and I didn't put all the flour in to see what happens. Well, you end up with a brownie.
Oh.
It doesn't rise. So
well, if you like brownies, but
if you like
it's not going to work
brownies.
for a 3-layer cake.
So if you want that extra oomph to it, you got to put the 2 tablespoons of flour in. Okay.
All right, so we're going to put this in the oven here on the Mountain Morning Show. We're going to cook it, and then lots more to come. This is a 3-layer cake, so we have many more steps. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Good morning, Vail.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to welcome you into Rugs Benedict to come explore our 12,000 square foot showroom. We've been serving the Vail Valley for over 50 years now with flooring needs. And we inventory a ton of product from Carpet One to provide the very best values, highest style. We just built a warehouse, 15,000 square foot warehouse in gypsum. So we have over 120 different broadloom carpets. We have a lot of waterproof wood flooring, things that we can install right away. We have employee installers, a lifetime installation warranty. Many of them have been with us for decades, and they're true craftsmen in their work. They're absolutely extraordinary at installing any of the flooring that we provide. We also have over 1,000 area rugs in stock right now, and they start at 2x3s. I could bring these into the studio today, but they go all the way up to 12x16s, and we have them hanging on the racks just like shopping for clothing. So it's very easy for you to just flip through, see what's available. We'll deliver them to your house so you can check out how they look in your space with your lighting. All different sizes, all different shapes, some things that are going to be a little bit more contemporary as well as tribal, traditional, all the latest and greatest looks. We have things that are hand knotted, silk, woolen silk options, all the way down to some machine-made indoor-outdoor type rugs. So really anything that you're looking for your business, for your home, for a rental, Rugs Benedict can provide it. And one thing I consistently hear when people leave our showroom is, that was so easy, thank you so much. So we make the process very easy. Come in, take a look, and we'd love to offer you a free estimate. Look forward to seeing you in our showroom.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Good morning, Vail.
We'll see.
Welcome back to Good
Megan
Morning
may
Vail.
have
We are about to go back to Steve Mumblow, our president and CEO, who is showing us a wonderful 3-layer cake from his childhood. Let's go take a look at how that finishes up.
I am a guest chef today. Thank you for the apron.
You're welcome,
Here with
Christine.
Steve Mumblow. We have the next step in this wonderful cake. We are going to be filling it and cutting the layers, right?
That's what we're going to be doing.
Okay, but this cake doesn't have a name, I just found out. So
It
what
has
would you
no name.
it?
Well, because we're at, 6,700 feet above sea level here, we'll call it our 67 cake.
Okay, so 67 cake, got it.
So the cakes have been baked, and let's hope that there's something good inside. And a little stick.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yep.
stick because of your greasing
And
trick. I like it.
We got one layer there.
It's good.
And I'm just going to start with the first layer here and just cutting it in half. It's nice to have a lazy Susan here.
But normally you would use dental floss, is that
I would
correct?
use dental floss here because it gives a nice clean cut across the whole cake. There's my top of my first cake.
Look at that.
And let's not break it here, Steve. Yeah, yay. Now
did it.
for the filling.
Okay.
This is the part that the kids love. Our filling is nothing more than a pint of heavy cream. Not whipping cream, heavy cream. And
Nice.
when you beat cream, you need a little sugar, but you never know how much, and it's everyone's taste. I kind of put in maybe about 2 tablespoons of sugar.
And that's to sweeten it, just to make it a little bit.
And it helps to hold the cream
I
together.
didn't know that.
Yes.
I've had
And
problems with whipping cream.
from my
so-
days in a restaurant, my 3 summers in college, they told me that. So I'm going to start whipping this cream here now at a high speed. And because it's going into a cake, we have to whip it a good amount of time. Almost till it starts turning a little bit yellowish.
Oh, really?
Going to almost like a butter. And when you're blending, it'll be very free. But as you near the consistency that you want it, you're going to feel it starting to push back at you. So while I'm blending, Christine's going to do the fun part in picking out the colors for each of our layers
Okay.
and the flavorings for each of our layers.
We are here for the next step of the 67 cake with Steve Mumblow, president of Deerfield Media. This cake has lots of steps, but completely worth it. You don't want to skip anything because
No.
it won't turn out right. So
Well, we left off last. We had to whip our heavy whipping cream. Now we're going to put it into 3 different bowls, separate it out, because for a moment in time it's going to be Easter, just like we're coloring Easter eggs. And I'm going to jump ahead to one step. Canned frosting, don't put much more effort into that. Put a little whipped cream in it,
Oh,
and it will spread easier for you.
that's a good tip.
Okay, now Christine, you get to pick out the colors.
Okay. Lemon, yellow.
Go ahead.
Dump
Put it in that bowl there.
This one. This is where you can let the kids help out.
Yeah.
Well, they can help with the whole thing, but this is the funnest part.
Now
All right.
put in your extract.
A little lemon extract to go with our yellow. Just kind of
Yeah.
eyeball it.
Just eyeball
Don't
it.
need to measure it.
And then you just fold the whipped cream. You're not beating it again. You're just folding it to get the color and the flavor.
Just very gently.
Consistency throughout. And as you see, it is getting closer and closer to where we want it to be. Ah, there it is. Just like the Easter eggs, I told you. Now we're going to take this layer and we're going to put it in the center of the first layer of the cake. This is our lemon layer.
Our lemon layer.
And so when you put it in, someone has to be in mind because this is a cake to make other people happy.
Oh, absolutely. This will make a lot of people happy here.
So I don't go to the edge of the cake because your frosting will fill in the space there. Okay, now we're going to put the next layer on, and Christine.
All right.
The middle layer is the most important because, as I said before, that's for Patty.
Okay, so we're going to do peppermint in the middle.
We're going to do peppermint in the middle. And I'm putting my next layer of cake on top of that.
Looks beautiful. We'll dump it
And we'll do it in this bowl here.
Okay, because we want the most for
Yes.
this layer.
And she likes it dark green, too. There we go. That's enough.
When do I stop?
A little
keep
bit
going.
of Ireland in there now.
There we go. Yeah, it'll be nice and dark for Patty.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh.
Very pepperminty.
You know,
She's
in
gonna
order
like
to
that.
save money, I carried all these spices on the plane from Massachusetts, and I had them thoroughly wrapped. Unfortunately, the TSA people detected some kind of odor coming from my luggage.
Oh, you're kidding.
And they opened the Ziploc and the bottles, and they did put the lids back on the bottles, but they didn't close the Ziploc.
Oh, no.
And a lot of my laundry smells peppermint.
Well,
But
it's
that's
a good
all right.
thing that Patty likes peppermint, so when you go home and smell like peppermint,
So there we are, and I'm going to ask Patty, is that the right color? She says yes. And so
Good.
I'm putting this on. It's my second layer. Once again, in the middle of the cake. And you just fan it out to about a ½ inch from the edge of the cake.
this is going to look so nice when you cut it, each of these layers being a different color.
It's wonderful. It is absolutely wonderful. Okay, there is our second layer. And I'm going to put the third layer on top of that.
Yeah, this whipping cream is so nice and thick. I would have not whipped
Now,
it this long, but I
the
can
top
see.
layer is always for my brother Tony in South Carolina
All right, Tony.
because he likes sweet. And
Sweet,
so
okay.
red is sweet.
So lots of orange extract
Yeah.
for Tony. All right, here we go. There we go. It's ready.
Okay. And so we're going to blend this as we have the others.
Reminds me of a spumoni. Have you ever had spumoni?
Yes, I have.
The layered ice cream with the different colors.
Uh-huh.
Kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
And so for Tony, is that all right, Tony? He always complains.
Oh, no. Sorry, Tony. Just apologize ahead of time. Let's get it out of the way.
And I'm going to spread this out as well. Not
Oh,
quite
that's
to the edge.
Smells delicious.
But close to it.
I mostly smell peppermint, so that's good. Yep. That cake was nice and cool, so you could cut it evenly.
Yes, you have to get it cool in
patient.
order it's just right. If I were home, I'd be using my fingers, but I'm out in public.
You have to behave on live TV. We appreciate that.
And then I'm going to put my top layer on. And there.
Oh, look at that.
And smush it down a little bit for consistency.
Oh, that is beautiful.
So that's where we are right now in our cake. So we have Tony and Patty and Rosie, very happy.
And we'll be thinking about them as we eat this delicious cake here in Park City. And we are going to come back and frost this thing.
That's that we're going to do.
All right, we'll be back right after this.
Good morning, Vail.
TV8 se complace en compartir que nos estamos preparando para lanzar nueva programación en español. Pero antes de hacerlo, queremos saber de ti, nuestra increíble comunidad, sobre lo que tú quieres ver. Por eso, te invitamos a un evento especial en nuestro estudio el 12 de julio a las 6 de la tarde. Ven a compartir tus ideas, opiniones y visiones sobre el futuro de nuestra programación en español. Ya sean eventos locales, programas educativos o entretenimiento, queremos que tú formes parte de este proceso y ayudes a dar forma a nuestra programación. No te pierdas esta maravillosa oportunidad de ser parte de televisión que te refleja y te representa. Para más información y para confirmar tu asistencia, visita tv8vail.com. TV8 is excited to share that we're preparing to launch new programming in Spanish. But before we do, we want to hear from you, our incredible community, about what you want to see. That's why we invite you to a special event at our studio on July 12th at 6 p.m. Come share your ideas, opinions, and visions regarding the future of our Spanish programming. Whether it's local events, educational programs, or entertainment, we want you to be a part of this process and help shape our Spanish programming. Don't miss out on this wonderful opportunity to be a part of television that reflects and represents you. For full details and to RSVP, visit tv8vail.com.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Vail Skin and Lashes, located in the heart of Avon, offers a full array of aesthetic and medical treatments and services. We feature only the highest quality products in an upscale medical-grade skincare boutique. Experience this luxurious, welcoming, and inviting environment. We are dedicated to providing expert personalized care, artistry, wellness, beauty. That's Vail Skin and Lashes Medical Spa.
Join us on the Leadville Railroad. This fun-filled train ride takes you and your family on an unforgettable trip through the heart of the Rockies for a half-day trip of adventure, relaxation, and sightseeing. Enjoy the spectacular Colorado scenery. Even meet the engineer. Book your adventure on the Leadville Railroad today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Maddie took a quick look at Alpine Arts and their fantastic facility over in Edwards in the River Rock Center. Let's go take a look at that right now.
If you're looking for something to do that's really fun with the whole family, or maybe an adult special activity, well, Alpine Arts Center has you covered, and I'm standing here with the owner, Lauren. Good morning, Lauren.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for meeting with me. I love this space only because you walk in and you just immediately feel happy that there's so much self-expression going on in here.
Yes, definitely. We've got lots of creative things. You can walk around and see local artwork that's made. We do art supplies. We have lots of drop-in art and then classes.
And the classes, that's the fun part. Let's get into that right now, especially because you're switching over from summer camps and everything that you've done all summer. Now school is starting, so there's a little bit of adult-friendly stuff going on now, which you guys always have, but you've got a lot of classes coming up.
Yeah, so we have our last day of summer camps tomorrow, and then we transition into fall. We're doing Form Your Own Art Clubs that are starting up soon, so we have information on our website about art clubs, and you can go on there and find out how to form a club, but you can get a group of friends together, any age, so from toddler, mommy and me kind of classes, through kids after school classes, adult classes during the day and the evenings, homeschool, anything like that.
Which this is such a good resource that we have here in our community, and especially as we all kind of know that the arts is something that's really big here in Eagle County because they spend so much time bringing it to life in all of the art events that take place, and so it's really cool that you can start your kids doing it at such a young age, but then as an adult, if you're looking for a great outlet or maybe a way to spend some quality time with your friends because you've got a busy life and a busy schedule, this is a good way to commit to that.
Yeah, and so you can set up like a 6-week, a 10-week, whatever week session that you want to do, and it's a nice way to have something to look forward to each week and to get creative. It can be a painting club, a clay club. Tonight we actually have a pottery wheel class for adults, so things like that as well.
Which we love to see all of that really come to life. And then, of course, you have so many classes that you do that people can just sign up for. Maybe if they just need to take themselves on a solo date. Like, I think that I need to come and do one of my very solo dates here and just enjoy and kind of enjoy the ambiance of everyone enjoying the self-expression.
Yeah, it's good for solo dates, good for date nights, it's good for birthday parties, things like that. And so, we have kind of a little bit of everything, and we can customize what the club is like. We also offer drop-in art, so you can come in anytime. We have like a drop-in menu you can look at and choose lots of different projects and do something more independent, set up private lessons. So there's a lot of different formats that you can do classes. We also have some classes coming up. We do a series with Town of Vail. So Tuesday, we're doing self-marbling with Town of Vail. That's a really fun one. We only do a certain number of times a year. it's really fun to watch and to participate in. So.
Okay, and can you explain self-marbling?
So there's a tray of a mystery solution, and you basically lay your paints on there, and you can swirl them around in all different designs and patterns, and the paint stays on the surface. Then you lay your scarf or tie or sash or handkerchief into it, and it immediately sets. It's just one of these like very mesmerizing processes to watch, and you can have in 15 minutes a finished piece that is wearable and worthy of giving as gifts, and so it's really a cool process.
That's incredible, and it's so cool that this is something that's just right at the fingertips of everyone here in our community, and yet they don't know it.
Right. So come on Tuesday. You can kind of do that during the concert, and during and before the concert, starting at 3:30, and then you can listen to music while you're doing it at Ford Amphitheater. So.
And where can people come to do that in Vail?
It's at Ford Amphitheater. It's in the lobby area, so that big white tented area. We'll be out there, and even if you don't want to make one on your own, definitely come check it out. If you haven't seen that process, it's really fun to watch.
And do people need to register online to be able to do this, or can they just walk right up and participate?
A lot of our classes are registered, but this one in particular is just going to be a walk up and participate. And so you can kind of check out the few people going before you. There's usually a short line, and then you can see how the process works and then do your own.
Which then if you need a nice hair accessory to participate in the concert, you can make yours right before you walk in to enjoy the live music, which there's nothing better than that.
It might be a little wet, but you can definitely wear it after the fact, yes.
I mean, we're in monsoon season. That never hurt anyone. A little bit of moisture is fine for the people, but that's so cool that that's something I didn't know was offered. And so what a fun way to participate in a cool arts and crafts project right before enjoying the live music. It really shows the amount of creativity that's here in our community.
Yeah, and if you go onto our website, you can see a lot of the different events that are coming up because it's hard to talk about all of them, but there's lots of different things we offer. And so on there is a great way to see samples of all the projects. You can also schedule birthday parties and private lessons and all different things from our website.
And so if people are interested in coming in to do some drop-by art, let's talk a little bit about what the options are there, because I know you guys do everything from pottery to painting to kind of guiding people through maybe a sketch class. So if people are interested in doing drop-by art, what are all their options?
So we have, I think the most popular would be paint pottery is one for sure. We have a whole listing of, you can kind of go on the wall and choose your pieces and then sit down and make a pottery piece. We also have clay sculpture and then canvas painting. For the canvas paintings, we have a whole book of ideas that kind of shows you step by step what you might be doing. And then you can kind of follow through or you can do your own. And then lots of crafts like masks and picture frames and great souvenirs for if you're out traveling on vacation. So a lot of different things. And then we have an art store. So in the store you can get to-go kits if you want to take something home with you. And then we also carry lots of local artwork for sale. So really nice like handmade gifts all made by local artists.
Which is really cool because that is another wonderful aspect of our community is supporting the local artists and bringing their work to life. Like you can go to any of the farmers markets around town and you'll see these local artists work, but then you can also see them in some of the bigger name stores like you guys here, where if you're into pointillism, shout out to my girl Augustina again, because her work is so amazing and I love to see it everywhere because it's something that takes so much time and so much patience to create these pieces, and yet everyone here in our community supports her so beautifully.
Yeah, we love having her work here. We also have a really fun event next Saturday, the 27th. We're doing an art battle event in Riverwalk, and so that is a really cool event to see. Basically, artists will have 3 hours to compete. They start a piece and finish a piece during the event. It's going to be right outside of the Art Center, and so there'll just be lots of different things they can do at that, and then we'll have live music, and it's a great time to kind of like support local artists in the community.
I was chatting with the boys when I first walked in here about this event because it sounds absolutely incredible, and to get the streets of Riverwalk shut down with live music and then getting to see all of these artists bring their pieces to life is so cool. How many different medium styles are going to be there, do you know?
I don't know the number, but it's a lot of different mediums. So we have somebody doing raku pottery, we have somebody else, like lots of painters, lots of mixed media artists. Last year we had an ice sculptor. We're still kind of finalizing, so if you're an artist and looking to participate, get in touch as well.
I know an incredible muralist, and I'm calling him right when I leave here, and I'm telling him to participate in this wonderful event. So if people are maybe interested in signing up for this event, where can they do so? Is that right on your website as well?
Yeah, they can sign up online or just give us a call, and we can give all the information.
Lauren, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today, giving us all this great information and letting us come hang out in your safe space.
Thank you so much for being here. Hope to see you all soon.
Make sure that you go to their website, you check out all of the incredible events, and you participate in some of the great classes that they have coming up, some of the great events, and you get here for the Battle of the Artists, because I'm definitely coming now, and it's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Welcome back. I'm Kimberly with your TV8 Weather Center. So let's have a look again at what is happening for your weekend weather and across today. As you can see, 8 a.m., 57 degrees. We've got about a high of 78 today, rain 20% chance, and winds up to 15 miles an hour, partly cloudy as well. So let's have a look at what is happening later this after, or all day today actually. So we've got a high of 73 at about 12 o'clock, partly cloudy. Looks like 77 at the hottest for today at around 4 o'clock. Again, those clouds are just continuing throughout the day. Low of 70 at 8 p.m. So get outside, maybe catch a little bit of a sunset when that cloud is covering. It's usually very beautiful. Let's have a look at tonight. As you can see, it'll be a low of 44 degrees with rain 10% chance. Sunset at about 8:37 p.m. and a little bit of wind up to 15 miles an hour. Definitely continuing on with that cloud coverage. So across, we've got a lot happening across the valley. Denver should be expecting some thunderstorms today, 50% chance of that. A high of 79 in Denver. Vail, we've got 20% chance of rain as well, cloud coverage, high of 78. Avon, 10% chance of rain as well, high of 80. And then Eagle will be the warmest with no chance of rain, a little bit of cloud coverage there and some sunshine and a high of 82. So as we head into the weekend, Saturday, a little bit chance of rain is also continuing on with 10% there, mostly sunny though, about a high of 79, low of 51. Sunday, cloud coverage just about, high of 80 and a low of 52. Monday, more cloud coverage, high of 81. So it's getting progressively warmer as we head into next week with a low of 52. Tuesday and Wednesday, sunshine is back, high of 84, low of 56. Sunny on Wednesday, high of 86. So definitely getting warmer into next week and a low of 55. As always, just because we have cloud coverage, make sure you wear that sunscreen, you stay warm, you stay hydrated, you get out and enjoy this beautiful nature that we have surrounding us. Now stay tuned, we have a lot more on Good Morning Vail. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
It's that time where we're talking Sun and Ski Sports Product of the Week. Now, if you're making your way out to do any water activities, it's important that you have the right protection with you, and especially since our water levels are so high from all of that precipitation that we saw over the course of the winter and now that snow runoff. So right now, I've got the Onyx Move Vent Life Vest in front of me. This vest has some great features to it, one of which being soft, lightweight foam flotation. Now, if you are looking for this in your kayaks or in your canoes and you want that nice mesh back, well, then it has that feature, making it more comfortable for you to sit anywhere where there's a high back and you need to be nice and safe out there. Now, as you're making your way out into the water, there is a built-in whistle so that if you need to be heard, you can make yourself heard with this lovely whistle. There's also some nice reflection pieces making it easy for you to be seen as you're out there, and especially if you're doing it first thing in the morning or later into the afternoon when you're out there on the rivers or on the lakes. So make sure that you stop by Sun and Ski Sports and you check out all of their great inventory for these nice pieces that are going to keep you safe out there on the waters. Now, you can always go to their website at sunandski.com for some more information or for some more fabulous products that'll keep you safe out there on the water.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Silky and Scotch are feeling good today. Great show on.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show. If you haven't seen Good Day Vail lately, here's what you've been missing. I'm Cece Zach, and I'm the host of Good Day Vail, and you can find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92 or on our website at tv8vail.com and on YouTube. We're here to serve the Vail Valley, and we look forward to sharing our story with all of you.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. We are joined on the couch by Kyle Foster, owner of Seagull Cycles. Welcome to the show, Kyle.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. So tell us a little bit about Seagull Cycles and your organization.
So Seagull Cycles is the newest bike shop in Eagle, but it'll be turning 3 next month in August. It's been an amazing 3 years, and it's kind of cool to see the vision that I started with out of my girlfriend's garage and what I wanted it to turn into, and it actually to start to turn into those things.
So tell me a little bit about that vision. How did kind of things get rolling, and how did you end up starting a business?
I actually tried to retire from the bike world and ended up owning the shop. I was at other shops, and I kind of wanted to take a break, and I was like, I just want to be a bike rider, maybe not a bike fixer. And I tried to take some time off and was working construction, really liked it. And then springtime rolled around, and all my clients from the past started calling me, and they were like, hey, where are you at? We need our bikes fixed. And I was like, okay, I'll work on it in my garage and take some cash on the side. Then I had enough of it, and I was like, maybe I'll make a go of this and actually start the business. And it's just snowballed ever since.
It seems like that's a way that a lot of people kind of find their niche here in the Valley, is they just kind of pick up their little side hustle, and then it just turns into a whole thing.
Yeah. Well, I worked professionally as a mechanic for a long time, so I had the experience, and it was kind of just a little bit of side hustle and then turned into a full-time gig.
Well, I guess what I mean there is that we're, always kind of trying to figure out our own thing here in the Valley. Yeah. And it seems like with Seagull Cycles, you guys have really found a great niche in the community, and you've been doing a lot of outreach work too, right?
Yep, and that's, the key word there is community. I mean, I wanted a business that was very involved in the community, and I wanted to use the business as the vehicle to do that.
Well, fantastic. So tell us a little bit about how you guys are getting involved in the community and some of your community outreach programs. I know you guys have a big event coming up this Sunday.
Yeah, so of course I want to talk about that one first because I'm really excited. So it's called the Seagull Send. It's in honor of my friend Jonathan Sharon that we lost in 2020 to suicide. And all of the proceeds and benefits go to Speak Up, Reach Out, which is the suicide prevention coalition of the Valley. And it kind of started out, the shop was brand new. That event had happened, and I had in mind I wanted to do this big ride. And as soon as that happened, I was like, well, big ride seems kind of dumb. Big ride as a fundraiser for a nonprofit fits. So I kind of started putting the pieces together in my head, and I didn't really know much about Speak Up, Reach Out at the time. So I Googled, suicide prevention nonprofits Eagle, found them, called them, and I said, hey, I want to do this event. Do you guys want all the money? And they were like, yeah, what do you need us to do? And I said, just help me promote it. And that was how I started working with Speak Up, Reach Out. And they've been an awesome partner ever since.
Awesome. Well, it seems like you guys have really kind of found a great partnership and a good niche working together.
Yeah.
And with the Seagull Send, and then what else are you guys doing within the community? I know that you're pretty involved with Speak Up, Reach Out.
It's a long list.
Yeah. Well, what else are you guys doing with Speak Up, Reach Out?
So another piece that Speak Up, Reach Out is actually a partner of, and I've gone through several different partners with it, is my recovery ride on Sundays at 9 a.m. Originally, it was designed for people that were in addiction recovery. It just gave them a place to come and be around like-minded people and bring us together with the bike first instead of that addiction recovery first. So it made the environment just much more comfortable. It was much more relaxed, and you could come, talk about anything you wanted, or not talk and just know you're around supportive people. And that has also grown into, we made it more inclusive. So instead of just being addiction recovery, if anybody's in any kind of mental health recovery, you're invited. So really it's open to anybody. And if you just support mental health, you got a bad day at work, anything, you're invited, and you can be around a supportive group of people.
Well, and that's definitely a fantastic thing, and something that we really need in the community. I mean, we always come here for the fun and the enjoyment, but it's something that can really sneak up on you, and it's really easy to get isolated and to get, in a bad position, whether it's with addiction or whether it's just with your mental health. I mean, there's definitely a big party scene here, and it's easy to kind of get sucked into that and lose yourself. And it's great to have something there that can kind of help you get back to your foundations.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, all what Recovery Ride is about. That one's more, mental health focused. And then on Wednesdays, we work with the Vail Valley Mountain Bike Club. That one's not necessarily mental health focused, but more community focused. And we've had up to 60 people show up for that ride, and it's cool to watch everybody show up, meet, and exchange phone numbers, and then you see them out on the weekend, and they're riding with new friends they met on Wednesdays.
And is that part of the Town Race Series then?
No, so that's not part of the Town Race Series.
So
this is an alternate to the Town Race Series.
Okay, awesome. But also on Wednesdays.
Yes. Yeah, so it's very casual pace, and when Jesse Horton, he's the one that started Vail Valley Mountain Bike Club, approached me to bringing it to the shop. I told him, I said, hey, I want to do a group ride, but it has to really be anybody and everybody, no drop. A lot of people say that, but I really want to mean it. And he was like, me too. And it has been that ever since. And it's so much fun.
Awesome. Beginners, advanced, no matter what, welcome to join.
We have the local rippers show up, the racers when it's not race day. We've had people as new as, their second mountain bike ride or their first week mountain biking. And they're like, I'm brand new. Is this okay for me? And we're like, yes, come in this group. And then they start coming every week. They're like, I love it. I made a ton of friends and everybody's really awesome.
Oh, okay. So to be a little selfish then, I know very little about mountain biking. It's something that I've really wanted to get into, but I really don't know where to start. How would somebody who's been here for a long time get started and get involved in mountain biking? What would be the best first steps to take?
So, first step is also the biggest hurdle, is finding yourself a bike that you're going to like riding and that's going to do the job that you want it to do. And as far as questions and learning, there's so much to ask and so much to learn. It never ends. I mean, I'm learning new stuff daily, every week. So it can be overwhelming at first. So the biggest thing is just start little, learn what you can, and try not to get overwhelmed with all the information out there. And that's something that I try to do at the shop as much as I can, is remember that, at one point I didn't know anything about these bikes, and I had to learn too, embrace that, and help everybody on that journey, help them learn what they can and what they need to at that time.
Totally makes sense. So, if you were trying to pick a first bike or try and get some of that first experience with different types of bikes, what would be a step that you would take?
So, in your bike shopping, you want to establish your budget. And really, if you're getting into a bike, any budget isn't going to be small. It's a big chunk of change for whoever's getting into that bike. So, establishing that and then finding what bike is going to suit you the best. There is no real bad bike choice, it's just finding what's going to work the best for you. And through the shop, I sell bikes on consignment, so I do have a decent selection of used bikes. So that can help with that little bit of barrier to entry. Not everybody needs that brand new, fancy, high price type bike. So we can get people into something a little bit lower price point and hopefully ruin their life for the better. And then in a couple of years, they come back, then they get that high price point bike.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. Is there a similar program to demoing or renting skis? Because I know that's something that's huge around here, but is that something that's comparable in the bike world?
There is, absolutely. That's something that I'm hoping my shop can grow into, because I do sell a new brand of bikes now. I just got to get the funds together to get some bikes that I can have sit there all year and then get people out on them. But luckily, my clients are all very nice, and they love working with the shop and helping people get out on bikes. So if I ever need to, I can call in a favor and say, hey, let me borrow your bike for the day. Someone wants to go ride it. And a few clients let me do that.
It's the beauty of building a community, isn't it?
Exactly.
You can always have somebody to rely on, people to ask for help, and in cases of they need some help with mental health.
Yeah.
Building community through these these groups that you've put together, that's a great way to kind of help build community for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Another option that I just thought of that people can at least get out, try bikes, try mountain biking without making that big first financial investment is the Soul Dirt program through VVMTA.
Okay.
So they kind of came together, and they have a whole fleet of what they call loaner bikes. And they're actually really nice. When I first saw them, I was like, I don't know what to expect. And then they showed up with them, and I was like, okay, these are pretty sweet. But they do different hiking events, different biking events, and they're actually a partner on the Seagull Send coming up on Sunday. They're also a partner on Wednesdays, so if people want to attend and they don't have a bike, they can contact Soul Dirt, register with them, and then Soul Dirt will actually deliver them a bike to the ride. They can pick it up, go for a ride, and then they just bring it back to the shop, clean it up, take care of it for them, bring it back to Soul Dirt.
Awesome. Well, that sounds like a great way for people who are just getting involved in mountain biking, too, to participate in Seagull Send.
Yes, absolutely.
And so that's going to be this Sunday. And where exactly is it, and how can people get involved in Seagull Send?
Okay, so we'll start from the top. So everybody meets 7:30 at the shop on Sunday once you're registered. We have a quick riders meeting, wheels rolling by 8, because there's 3 different ride options. They're all decently long, and it gets hot as soon as that sun starts coming up. So first ride option is going to be about 8 miles. Second one is going to be 15, and then the full send is the big long one. So that one's going to be about 25 miles. You can register either through Seagull Cycles Facebook, there's a link there, or through Speak Up Reach Out event page. And then what we ask is once you register, it's a $20 donation. And then if people want, they can donate $1, $3, or $5 per mile they ride. And then I match all those miles ridden donations.
Fantastic.
And then once the ride is done, at 6 p.m., we close down the parking lot at the shop. We have live music coming in, yard games, hopefully some food trucks, and then raffles, giveaways, and it's just going to be a big, fun community gathering at the shop at 6.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be the thing to do this Sunday.
It is the thing to do on Sunday.
Oh, fantastic. Kyle Foster, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And one more time, Seagull Send, Sunday, and where is your shop?
My shop is at 422 McIntyre Street in Eagle, and then register through speakupreachout.com.
Perfect. Well, Kyle Foster, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And we will be right back with more Good Morning Vail right after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Join us on the Leadville Railroad. This fun-filled train ride takes you and your family on an unforgettable trip through the heart of the Rockies for a half-day trip of adventure, relaxation, and sightseeing. Enjoy the spectacular Colorado scenery. Even meet the engineer. Book your adventure on the Leadville Railroad today at leadvillerailroad.com.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
Welcome to the TVA Viewers' Choice Awards, where we celebrate the videos that got the most views from viewers like you. I'm Max Turner. Let's see who's taking home the prizes for the month of May. Taking home the bronze is Good Morning Vail's May 4th edition, featuring important updates from the scoreboard and the town of Avon. The silver award goes to Good Morning Vail on May 18th, featuring recruiter guy Bill Humbert. The gold goes to May 22nd edition of Good Morning Vail, featuring the best of CC Zach and Glitz and Glam. The platinum award goes to Good Morning Vail's featuring Ride Your Bike to School Day, with Mark Sassy on location. And clinching the #1 spot and taking home the Diamond Award is Good Morning Vail's May 2nd edition, featuring Claire Noble in the Eagle Valley Animal Shelter. If you missed any of these trending videos, make sure to migrate over to our YouTube page and check out the playlist for the winners of the month of May. I'm Max Turner, and I'll see you next time.
Hi there! Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome.
I'm your host, Kimberly Perot. We have an exciting show here at the top of the 8 o'clock hour for Good Morning Vail, so stay tuned. Second hour starts now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back. I'm Kimberly with your TV8 Weather Center. So let's take a look at all the forecasts for today and going across the 5 days. So as you can see, it's partly cloudy at 8 a.m. Right now, the sun is definitely trying to peek its way through. High of 78 today, chance of rain 20%, winds up to 15 miles per hour. Let's have a look at what is happening throughout the day today. At 12 p.m., high of 73, partially cloudy. 4 p.m. is when it's going to be the hottest. High of 77, so great temperature outside, partly cloudy as well, continuing throughout the night. 8 p.m., high of 70 degrees. And we'll talk about the low tonight of 44, so 10% chance of rain. Looks like we have a little bit of weather as we head into the weekend. Winds up to 15 miles an hour. Sunset right around that 8:30 hour tonight. Denver, 50% chance of rain, high of 79. So that's where you'll see the most change in weather. Vail, 20% chance of rain as well. Partially cloudy, high of 78. Avon, getting a little bit less on that rain front, 10% chance, high of 80, and then it'll warm up into Eagle with a high of 82, partially cloudy, and a little bit of sunshine. So let's take a look across the next 5 days. As you can see, Saturday, 10% chance of rain, mostly sunny, a little bit of cloud coverage, high of 79, high of 79, low of 51. Sunday, just about the same as it gets a little bit warmer with a high of 80, low of 52. Monday, just about the same, increasing slowly, high of 81, low of 52. Tuesday and Wednesday, that sunshine is back to play, high of 84, low of 56 on Tuesday, high of 86 on Wednesday, and a low of 55. So a little bit of cloudy weather over the weekend, but it'll be a beautiful week next week. So wear that sunscreen, drink that water, get outside, and have some fun. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 7 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail, Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno, Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these two luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. We're joined now by Carrie Hogan of Nap Harvest. Welcome to the show, Carrie.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So you guys have a lot going on over there between the Nap Harvest, Nap Garden Center, and Nap Ranch. Tell us a little bit about what you got going on this month.
Well, it's kind of all about the bees right now. They're out there with all that rain that we had early on in the spring and summer. There's lots of nectar out there. So observing our hives, they're very busy. We're already pulling in honey. And they're just frantically, it's what it looks like. When I'm looking at the front of my hives, they are just out there collecting as fast as they can to get it into the hives. And so it's really, we manage over 32 hives up and down the valley. And we appreciate what people do around here to help with the bees. Planting native and pollinator flowers is really important to our bees. And not just the honeybees, but our native bees. Over 1,000 native bees in Colorado. And they are specialized. So some bees will go to certain flowers, and they have the tongue that's long enough to go in and be the one to pollinate. So there's specialty. There's ones that do just the blue sage. There's some that just do squash blossom. So when we don't provide native plants for those specialized bees, they disappear. And what happens is your garden doesn't look as good. The flowers aren't being pollinated. And again, we always encourage natural solutions to your garden. Compost tea, ground up, is one of the best companies we have up here in Eagle. I really saw an improvement in my garden when I used compost tea last year. So when you bring in compost teas, you also add microbes and nutrients to the soil, as well as beneficial bugs. Everybody thinks bugs are bad. There's a lot of benefits to having those bugs, and a lot of them are pollinators as well. So if you don't understand what's going on in your garden, then you're going to maybe eradicate something that you don't need to. For instance, a neighbor of mine was trying to get rid of the ants on her peonies. Well, ants are what opens the peonies up. Without the ants, the peonies don't bloom. So, without trying to be as careful in nature and respecting what's already there is really your best way to do it. And, by supplementing with beautiful native plants, you're really, really helping, and we appreciate that. We don't appreciate Roundup, insecticides, poison, why you would poison your, lawn, kids, pets, yourself. I mean, Monsanto's paying out a lot of money for Roundup causing cancer. So you really got to think about what you're doing and what's the purpose. Really getting rid of little yellow flowers worth your health? I don't think so. And it's the very first food for the bees. So,
and those little yellow flowers, as much as it's so much the kind of common conception, I'll say, that they're bad. Right. Like having dandelions in your yard is a blight. It's a hugely negative thing, but it really does impact your gardens too. Like the more dandelions that are out and around, even in just your native grasses in your yard, that can really help bring those bees in. And I know that for a lot of plants, especially some of the prettier or fruiting plants, they need to have pollinators bringing in pollen from another plant in the same species, and if that's not happening, you won't get that fruiting.
You are
so right. My mom's had an apricot tree planted in her backyard in Eagle for 15 years. Fruited this summer because a neighbor planted an apricot tree. We don't know who it is yet, but somebody planted an apricot tree, and now there's apricots.
That is very, very important. I have a permaculture orchard on my property down in Gypsum, and yes, you have to be careful when you're picking out your fruit that you either get a self-fruiter, which will pollinate with one, or you have to be careful. And some don't cross. You can't just plant 2 cherries and 2 apples and expect them. Some of those don't cross. So a lot of times, with at Knapp Garden Center, we've got a lot of really good help. You really need to think about what you're doing when you're planting, and especially if you're trying to add value to your home with your landscape, really plan it out. Think about that. We've got beautiful shrubs and trees. You want to start with some interest in levels, but what that also does is bring in the animals, the birds, the bugs that you need. So sometimes by leaving a path of weeds, what you consider weeds, next to your garden helps. They'll go to the weeds, not to your garden. So the more you know, the better your garden's going to look, the more you're going to attract pollinators. And at Knapp Garden Center, we've got really great, knowledgeable people to help you with that. Companion planting. The 3 sisters when you're doing vegetables. The 3 sisters being the corn, the beans, and the squash. That's meant to be, it comes from the indigenous people learning a long time ago that one adds nitrogen to the other adds potassium, and that makes them grow really well. So it's a lot of that kind of thing when you're very careful. All of a sudden your garden is elevated to, your neighbors are like, what did you do? Well, almost nothing. I didn't do anything. I added compost tea. I encouraged bees and bugs. So, we've got soil amendments down at Knapp Garden Center to organic, soil peps and things like that to help supplement your garden as well. So, again, this is a great time of year to be planting. It's great to be outside and, take advantage of that.
So while we're on the subject of plants and kind of managing the plants in our yard a little bit, let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. We definitely have a little bit of an issue in the Vail Valley with some noxious weeds. Mm-hmm. We definitely have some invasive species that are really cropping up in a lot of properties. Yep. And the county has a mandate to get rid of them, mm-hmm. and a lot of towns do as well. How would you recommend people who aren't interested in using some of those more aggressive pesticides like Roundup or anything, how would you suggest they tackle some of those more noxious weeds?
Well, some of them are going to be more specific. Like if you get those great big thistles with the flowers on top, the best thing to do is to just cut them off at the flower so they don't procreate again. If you start digging up thistle, they are connected under the ground, and what you do is actually, they grow better. I could tell you know. And so, there's a lot of good things you can do. Boiling hot water, vinegar, little dash of Dawn soap, and you keep, and salt. You keep after it. I think on our website we've got a pesticide-free alternatives, but if not, call us at Knapp Garden Center. Again, a lot of times when you feed your soil and create from dirt, you create soil, that takes care of a lot of those noxious weeds. So, and calcium so dandelions are showing you that calcium is needed in your lawn or wherever those dandelions are. So sometimes weeds are only what you perceive as weeds. You don't want them in that area. So there's a lot of ways to battle that without doing insecticides, and I promise you do insecticides or pesticides, it makes the other plants around them weaker, and they're not going to be able to survive. So if you think you're saving your plants, you're really not. You're introducing poison into your environment, and I just don't see how that can work.
And you're robbing the soil of a lot of nutrients.
Correct.
And that's what allows a lot of those weeds to propagate, is because they're so hardy, they can survive in nutrient deficient soil. Very true. Where what we're trying to cultivate really can't.
Yeah, and again, there's a group that's worldwide called ARC. It's Acts of Restorative Kindness. And if you take a portion of your garden or your lawn or whatever, let it go, just take a portion of it and watch it. The first year, yes, you will get some of the local weeds. What they're doing, though, is replenishing your soil. That's the reason they're there. So in a couple of years, you have a whole different look. So it protects all the birds and the bunnies and all those things underneath if everything's manicured and has mulch on it, is all beautiful, perfect looking, it's not perfect looking to nature at all. Yeah. So, it's a mindset, and I'm hoping that, as people are growing up, that they understand a little more. I think there's a little more attention to the environment than there has been previously.
Well, I think that's a great note to end things on, a way that we can kind of try and take a step back to really reclaim some of our soil. Carrie Hogan from Knapp Harvest, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Don't forget to check out Knapp Ranch and Knapp Garden Center as well, all located up in Eagle. We'll be back after a short break.
Good morning, Vail.
Hello everyone, now is the time to refresh your floors. I'm Mandy Benedict. I'd love to invite you into our showroom to explore our 12,000 square foot showroom where you can view all different floors installed, see what it looks like in a larger space. One of our greatest growing products is waterproof wood flooring, which for our environment with kids and dogs and ski boot and our mountain lifestyle, this is a great flooring option. I brought one of the planks with me today. They're nice, long, wide planks. They're embossed on grain, so they look beautiful, but they perform really well in our mountain lifestyle. We have all employee installers. They've been working for over a decade with us, and we have a lifetime installation warranty. So not only do we make sure that the client gets what they want, we know what this climate needs. We have beautiful reclaimed floors, herringbone, really anything that you're looking for to update your home or your business. We have it at Rugs Benedict. We provide free estimates. So come in and visit us in the store. We'd love to see you.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Maddie Evans has been going around learning a lot about various types of professional coaching, and her Adventures in Coaching segment is coming up next. Let's take a look.
Adventures in Coaching is a segment that we love to do here to maybe help you get inspired to maybe change careers or maybe to just find those little differences that you need in your life to better your life. And I'm here with Kim Smith, who's going to give us some more information. Now, in the last session, we talked about kind of the struggles of making changes when it comes to your career. And now we're going to start to talk about what could be holding you back from success. Kim, thank you so much for being here.
It's great to be here again, Maddie. Thank you.
We love to have the opportunity to chat with you, only because you have so many fantastic ideas and so many stepping stones to help people find maybe that next path in their life. And so we talked a lot about what it's like to make a change. Now, why can people get stuck in a little rut when they're going to make a change?
Yeah, and this is one of my very favorite topics in coaching because it's where we get to dig deep a little bit and figure out, what makes us tick. And, a lot of things can get us stuck, like maybe not knowing where we're going and exactly what we want to do. But once we kind of identify a plan or we think we've got a place we want to go, sometimes we get stuck because of fear. And it could be fear of failure, it could be fear of success. But they show up as like limiting beliefs often. And what that means is those little small voices that we all have that tell us like, oh, maybe I'm not, smart enough to do this, or I don't have enough experience, or just the self-doubts that kind of can creep into our thoughts that might hold us back. And a lot of times it looks like procrastination, like we just can't get moving. So if you're starting to feel like you're procrastinating, you're not getting anywhere, it might be a limiting belief that's holding you back.
Now, we've heard this term limiting beliefs a couple of times from you recently, and so let's talk about what a limiting belief could be.
So like I was talking about, it could be something that, is that small voice that shows up, but it's really about identifying those and where they come from. And good news is we all have them. Everybody has limiting beliefs. It's not, something that's very unique. And we get them from life experiences. They can have cropped up because of something that happened in childhood or in the workplace, or, maybe the teacher told you something that, hurt your feelings, or, something, but somehow it's gotten exaggerated over time and it's manifesting in our adult lives in ways that may not serve us anymore.
Which is wild to think about. The psychological aspect of this all is something that is so intriguing. And that's where you really come in to help people kind of walk through this. Now, as we've been talking, there are limiting beliefs and there are fear. And so how can you tell the difference between it being a limiting belief or it being fear-based holding you back?
I think they're very similar, so it's a little bit hard to describe, but the fears are really driving those limiting beliefs. And those fears are sort of underneath those. So, that fear of, you want to drill down and figure out what that fear is so that you can see why that limiting belief is holding you back. So is it fear of success? Is it fear of failure? Is it fear of being judged and criticized? That's a really big one when people start taking that, new path forward and they're worried about, oh my gosh, what are my parents going to think of me? What are my friends? What's society going to think of me, doing something different? So those fears really underlie and drive those limiting beliefs.
If we acknowledge that we're in fear, is there anything that we can find a way to kind of work around it, and what can we do about it?
Yeah, that's a great question. And, like I was saying before, fear is so normal when you get to the stage of wanting to make change. And identifying what it is really going to be helpful. So, taking a look at where it might have come from and identifying it, naming it, how does it make you feel when you're in that fear so that you can recognize it when it crops up. And it's not enough to just really know about, what that fear is. That awareness is key. But in order to move through it, you have to have courage. And, courage is not the absence of fear. It's taking action anyway in spite of it. So taking some steps, some baby steps, can often be the antidote to eliminating that fear and creating some momentum in what it is you're trying to do and achieve.
Which I think is so important because not only will you learn a lot about yourself as you're moving forward and making this decision of change, but you'll also just learn a lot about yourself in your coping mechanisms and how you behave in certain situations because you are re-experiencing those things that have created these voices in your head. Now, as people are sitting down with themselves and they're starting to talk about the limiting beliefs and the fear, there are ways for them to move through them.
Absolutely. And again, it's not kind of a one and done. Once you figure out what the fear is, it's going to take practice. You are going to notice when these come up and you might be getting triggered in a lot of areas of your life, not just work or, trying to move forward with a goal. It can happen in a lot of places. And what I've found is that, they're not really different across different parts of your life. They're pretty much the same fears and limiting beliefs that you have. So recognizing them is really important. And then having those strategies of like, oh gosh, there it is again. What do I need to do? How do I need to move forward? Do I need to take a pause and take a step back and not react to something? Or, is it just a matter of like taking a baby step? And, if I'm trying to make some change in my career, is it a matter of doing some research, sending some emails, doing some informational interviews? What does it look like to help get you out of that fear? And, like I said, action and taking, courage and taking action is the antidote to fear and limiting beliefs.
Which, as people go through this process and they start to identify those fears and those limiting beliefs, how can they start to move forward beyond them?
That's a good question. It's about having that plan. If you don't have a plan, you're really not going to be going anywhere. So I love utilizing SMART goals, and SMART is the acronym for specific, measurable, attainable or achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So if you can take a look at your goals and utilize that SMART acronym to kind of help yourself, have that plan and hold yourself attainable, it can be hugely helpful.
Which I think is something that a lot of us have a hard time holding ourselves to these goals. Now, this is where a coach would really come in and help. So as you are making these changes, how can a coach kind of guide you through this?
Well, so a coach really believes that you know inside what you want to do, and it's my job to pull it out of you. Like, what is that dream that you have? What is that goal that you want to attain? And then help you to create the steps to get there. And in addition to that, I will help hold you accountable. It's not that you're going to be in trouble if you don't do something, but maybe we explore the why. Why are you stuck again? And is it those limiting beliefs that are cropping up? Or is it some deeper fear that we need to address? Or is it just the fact that, you need a little extra push to make that first step and to take that leap of faith? So.
Which I think that there is so many benefits to having a coach to just give you that little bit of extra push, because I know that's where I tend to struggle, is sometimes I just need that little motivation to help myself get to the top of the mountain that I'm trying to climb from the last time we sat down and went through some of this information. Now, if people are interested in having you as their coach to help them with any of these moments of struggling that they could be experiencing, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you?
So just go to my website, adventuresandcoaching.com, and you can fill out the form there or get more information, or you can email me at kim@adventuresandcoaching.com.
Kim, thank you so much for being here and giving us all this wonderful information. It's so nice to just chat with you and kind of work through these things with you as I'm sitting here and just learning so much from you. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Maddie.
Make sure that you check out Adventures in Coaching. That way, if you are maybe looking for that little bit of motivation, you can get it from Kim because she's absolutely wonderful. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back from the break, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
Good morning, Vail.
It's that time where we're talking Sun and Ski Sports Product of the Week. Now, if you're making your way out to do any water activities, it's important that you have the right protection with you, and especially since our water levels are so high from all of that precipitation that we saw over the course of the winter and now that snow runoff. So right now, I've got the Onyx Move Vent Life Vest in front of me. This vest has some great features to it, one of which being soft, lightweight foam flotation. Now, if you are looking for this in your kayaks or in your canoes and you want that nice mesh back, well, then it has that feature, making it more comfortable for you to sit anywhere where there's a high back and you need to be nice and safe out there. Now, as you're making your way out into the water, there is a built-in whistle so that if you need to be heard, you can make yourself heard with this lovely whistle. There's also some nice reflection pieces, making it easy for you to be seen as you're out there, and especially if you're doing it first thing in the morning or later into the afternoon when you're out there on the rivers or on the lakes. So make sure that you stop by Sun and Ski Sports and you check out all of their great inventory for these nice pieces that are going to keep you safe out there on the waters. Now, you can always go to their website at sunandski.com for some more information or for some more fabulous products that'll keep you safe out there on the water.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Time to rise and shine? There's no better way to start your day off than with the Good Morning Vail crew. You asked for more and TV8 delivered. Good Morning Vail is here for you with your local news, sports, weather, and community events every morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. No matter the season, we give you a reason to watch. So grab your coffee and join the fun. Live stream us at tv8vail.com or on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. And remember, there's more for you on 92.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now I've got the weather report for you brought to you by Sun and Steve Sports. So let's take a look.
Hey, Carrie, how you doing? Good. We were slightly worried you weren't going to show up.
Pardon?
We were slightly worried you guys weren't going to show up.
Okay.
But we're very happy you're here. Yes. Okay. We were like, wait, did they remember? I hope we remember. Awesome. Glad you're here.
We've got a high of 48 happening. So low of 44 tonight. It's definitely going to be a cloudy one as we head into the weekend there. So make sure you still wear your sunscreen, even if it is cloudy. About 12 p.m., we've got a high of 73, 4 o'clock, high of 77. So not breaking the 80s today, low of 70 later this evening. Let's take a look at what is happening throughout the evening tonight. 10% chance of rain. That'll definitely be carried through into the weekend. So let's look at what is happening across the region. As you can see, we're zooming in there. Denver will have a 50% chance of thunderstorms today with a high of 79. And then Vail, 20% chance, so getting a little bit less chance of rain. High of 78, partially cloudy. Avon, 10% chance of rain and getting warmer. High of 80. Eagle, 82 degrees with cloud coverage and partial sun. So let's take a look across that 5-day. 10% chance of rain on Saturday, high of 79, partial cloud coverage. Mostly sunny on Sunday as well with a high of 80 degrees. So starting to get warmer as we head into next week. Monday, just about the same, high of 81, low of 52. Tuesday, sunshine, high of 84, low of 56. Wednesday, sunshine, high of 86 as well, and a low of 55. So lots happening, but in the meantime, we've got Steve talking about the art of the 3-layer cake. So Steve is going to show us how to continue to make that perfect layer cake. Let's have a look.
Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show, where we are baking a cake with our very own Steve Mumblow, president of Deerfield Media, and it is beautiful. I'm very impressed with how good it looks for making this on live TV.
Now we're up to
the
final step. This was just a can of frosting out of the store. Costs $1.50 at Walmart. As you saw me before, I put some of the heavy whipped cream into it, and it kind of makes it a little easier to handle and to spread on the cake. Now the cake, when it bakes, is a little bit crispier around the edges as opposed to in the middle. So in order to minimize crust damage, if you want to call that, just put it on the edges and work your way in.
Oh, I always do it the opposite way. I dump it in the middle and then work my way out.
And just put a little bit on. Like when you're drywalling and you got to put the spackling on, when you're taping the sheetrock, a little bit at a time. It cuts down on sanding later on, and it makes life easier. Well, the same principle holds in doing a cake.
That's a great analogy. I would have never thought. So do you consider yourself a baker? You enjoy being in the kitchen?
It's fun. The best part is when we try it. If anybody likes it, then it's all worthwhile.
Oh, for sure.
If they don't like it, you kind of say, boy, did I waste my time. And
just so don't invite them over.
We're just moving now to the center of the top of the cake.
I don't know how anyone would not like this.
And so
delectable.
Our top is done. Now on our sides, I usually go halfway along the cake, as you can see, and not go all the way down, because if you run out of frosting, no one's going to notice it on the bottom. So do yourself a favor and just put your frosting in around
I'm learning a lot this morning.
the side of the cake.
Oh, wow. You really are a master.
And you're filling in, remember I told you that little space that we left because of the whipped cream? Well, we're filling in that little space with frosting.
But your middle of your cake will have all the nice filling, so you're not sacrificing any of that.
And
so how often do you make this cake?
I make it for special occasions when the family gets together and remembrances. As I said, when my younger brother came along, we had to go to apple pie because there was no layer for him. And that caused problems with a 2-year-old.
Oh, dear.
And so
you're not going to be making apple pie next?
If I'm invited back, I could probably do apple pie. The trick to apple pie is not to overwork the dough.
Oh.
Okay, now the first part of it is done, so we still have plenty of frosting left. So now we're going to get down to the bottom of the cake in order to finish it off.
There we go. It's looking really good. Again, I would have done everything the exact opposite, and it wouldn't look like this. It smells delicious. I wish you could smell it through the TV, but you're just going to have to pop on by and have a piece of cake.
And
look at that.
Our cake is nearly done. Now, because we loosened up the frosting a little bit with the heavy cream, and we have cream frostings, it's a good idea to refrigerate the cake before you cut into it. Let the frosting reharden to hold it together.
So do you make this cake at least a day ahead of time if you're going to?
It will stay for a couple days.
A couple days, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to make it day of. It's not going to work.
And the problem is you keep going to the refrigerator and taking a slice of it bit by bit, and there's none left. So I still have plenty of frosting left for the reporters who want to have the bowl here.
We have one who will take that bowl right from you.
And there is our $6.95 cake.
It is beautiful. Look at this.
If you add in the flavorings and extract and allocate it, you got to add $1.38.
Okay. Gotcha. So not an expensive cake to make, a beautiful cake. Well, we have more cake. You're not going to want to miss this. We are going to cut the cake. We're here with Steve Mumblow, Chef Steve, making a beautiful cake, the 67 cake.
The 67 cake.
This is the best part. We're going to cut it.
And it's your honor.
You want me to cut it?
I want you to cut it.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Cut it down in half, and we'll put half on that plate, and we'll show the audience the other half.
You're really trusting me here after all this work for this beautiful cake to not mutilate it when I cut it. Ooh, you can feel those layers.
You can feel it. Just push it. If you give me this, I'll take half off, and we'll see what it looks like inside.
Oh, look at that.
And there's our cake and what it looks like inside.
Very pretty.
After it's been refrigerated, it's nice and cool, and the whipped cream is just great. I mean, it just melts in your mouth. It's absolutely wonderful, and everyone's happy. It's Easter all the time.
Good morning, Vail.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
TVA se complace en compartir que nos estamos preparando para lanzar nueva programación en español. Pero antes de hacerlo, queremos saber de ti, nuestra increíble comunidad, sobre lo que tú quieres ver. Por eso, te invitamos a un evento especial en nuestro estudio el 12 de julio a las 6 de la tarde. Ven a compartir tus ideas, opiniones y visiones sobre el futuro de nuestra programación en español. Ya sean eventos locales, programas educativos o entretenimiento, queremos que tú formes parte de este proceso y ayudes a dar forma a nuestra programación. No te pierdas esta maravillosa oportunidad de ser parte de televisión que te refleja y te representa. Para más información y para confirmar tu asistencia, visita tv8vail.com. TV8 is excited to share that we're preparing to launch new programming in Spanish. But before we do, we want to hear from you, our incredible community, about what you want to see. That's why we invite you to a special event at our studio on July 12th at 6 p.m. Come share your ideas, opinions, and visions regarding the future of our Spanish programming. Whether it's local events, educational programs, or entertainment, we want you to be a part of this process and help shape our Spanish programming. Don't miss out on this wonderful opportunity to be a part of television that reflects and represents you. For full details and to RSVP, visit tv8vail.com.
Join us on the Leadville Railroad. This fun-filled train ride takes you and your family on an unforgettable trip through the heart of the Rockies for a half-day trip of adventure, relaxation, and sightseeing. Enjoy the spectacular Colorado scenery. Even meet the engineer. Book your adventure on the Leadville Railroad today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Vail Skin and Lashes, located in the heart of Avon, offers a full array of aesthetic and medical treatments and services. We feature only the highest quality products in an upscale medical-grade skincare boutique. Experience this luxurious, welcoming, and inviting environment. We are dedicated to providing expert personalized care, artistry, wellness, beauty. That's Vail Skin and Lashes Medical Spa.
Good Morning Vail. Now, definitely a staple here in our studio. We've got Carrie May with the Eagle Valley Library District joining us. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you here. Now, lots of exciting things happening at the Eagle Valley Library District. So tell me a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah, so we are about midsummer reading. So if you haven't got your summer reading log yet, it is not too late. So stop into any of our branches, Avon, Eagle Gypsum. We have summer reading for all ages. So children, toddlers, teens, adults. Like I said, we're about halfway through that. You can still get your log. We collect those for prizes through September 1.
Awesome.
So you still have a little under 2 months. So if that's something that you're jonesing to do, we have that. And then obviously all of our summer reading programming is going on as well.
Amazing. So prizes. Tell me about the prizes.
Yes. So each age group kind of has different prizes. So kids have some little games or some little crafts. Teens get some books, which is actually really cool. We learned that a lot of teenagers, even if they like to read, they might not have books that they are interested in at home. So we are giving away lots of books at the library this summer. Our adult prizes are some coolers and some different games that you can choose from. So there's just a whole different variety for different age groups.
Well, I love what you're doing over there at
you.
Eagle Valley
Thanks.
Library District with, the reading programs you've got in place. I know that there's a partnership as well about this Colorado State Park.
Yes, yeah. So that's another thing that we have kind of going on. We do this all year round, so it's not just a summer thing, but it's a little more popular in the summer, if you will. So we have state park passes that you can check out from the library, and you can visit any state park in Colorado for free.
And there are 42 state parks, so that's massive.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of options. We are very lucky. Right in our backyard, we have Sylvan Lake. That's the closest park for us. So if you're just doing a day trip, you can use it. But if you're planning a camping trip to Highline, you can borrow the bag, and it'll save you on the day use fees there.
So talk to me about the bag.
Yeah, so it's just a backpack, and inside comes a hang tag that goes on your car, and that's what gets you in and out of the park. But along with that, we also put lots of really fun educational materials in there. I think there's a flower guide, a wildlife guide, a fishing guide. There's obviously a map of all the different state parks. I think there's a tracks guide too for different tracks, and then we have binoculars in there. So it's a great thing for families. If you're on a week-long camping trip and the kids are getting a little anxious, you can pull out one of the guides and see if they can find some of the local flowers or things like that. So there's just extra resources to kind of learn a little bit about your environment while you're out there having fun.
That's amazing. And the bag is available. If you see it on the shelf, it's up for grabs.
Yeah, so we have two different versions. We have a Lucky Day bag, and that's the one that you're talking about. If it's on the shelf, it's yours, you can go. If you're planning a camping trip or planning a day trip and you want to reserve a bag, we do have 3 bags. We call them our holdable bags or reservable bags. And you can get your name on the schedule for those by calling the Avon Public Library. And you can schedule, if you have a trip coming up, in mid-September, you can schedule that now. And then you know that you'll have a bag waiting for you.
That's amazing. And then obviously don't forget to check out some wonderful books to
yes,
take if you're just
absolutely.
relaxing.
We have everything, a whole collection of things that are really great for those camping trips. Our library of things, we have trekking poles, hammocks, camping chairs, solar lights. We have a car camping kit, all kinds of great stuff. But then also, we have books. We have a portable DVD player. You can borrow some CDs just in case it's going to rain. You have like a backup plan. So we really do try to provide, in addition to books, movies, magazines, which libraries are traditionally known for, we do try to provide just a lot of great resources to get outside. Camping can be expensive. So if you're just getting started and your camping kit isn't complete yet, stop by the library. We might have what you need just to make your camping trip a little bit more enjoyable.
I think it's just so great. It gets people from just sitting at home and staying on their couches.
Yeah.
You've got so many options to do fun things. And speaking of parents, little listeners, tell me about the little listeners.
So this is one of my favorite programs that happens at the library. It's at Avon, Eagle, and Gypsum. Check out our website, evld.org, to see when little listeners will be at your branch. Or you can go to all 3 branches. Like I said, I think the program is phenomenal. But it's a partnership with Bravo. And so we have these amazingly talented, world-renowned classical musicians coming into our library to play mini concerts, but also offer some basic music education, music theory, and it's just, I love watching those programs to see the kids engage with musicians of that level. It's truly a unique and magical program. So it's geared towards children, but truly anyone, any age can enjoy it. And like I said, we have them at all 3 branches.
So will you need to register ahead of time, or can you just
Absolutely
show up?
not. Just show up. Just show up. So, if you get on our website and you're like, oh my gosh, this is today. I don't think we actually have one today. But if that were the situation, that's okay. Just go to your library. There's no registration. Everyone's welcome. Get there early because they usually are very well attended events. But if you get a chance to go to one of our little listener events, I highly, highly recommend it. Like I said, it's one of my favorite programs.
It sounds like so much fun. So how long does the program last?
So it typically lasts about a half hour, maybe a little bit more. And then, obviously there's questions and things like that. So I would say give yourself 45 minutes to an hour by the time you get there, have the program. Everyone always sees someone they know, so there's always a mingling afterwards, if you will.
That's amazing. And so does it run through the entire summer, or does it continue throughout the year?
No, so we only offer it in the summer when Bravo is here.
Okay.
So we do 2 programs at each branch. Avon has already had their first one, so we have one left in Avon. And I'm not sure where the rotation is in Eagle and Gypsum, but like I said, our website, evld.org, look for little listeners. I believe it's also actually on the Bravo schedule, too. So if you want to check out the Bravo schedule and you see little listeners, now you know a little bit about what that is.
love all of these programs.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
how are these programs run and managed? Tell me about you,
Yeah.
about the staff at the Eagle Valley Library
Yeah,
District.
so we have some just very passionate staff members at Eagle Valley Library District, and we really have worked hard to hire staff with a diverse set of passions, if you will, right? So we have children's librarians who are very knowledgeable about children programming, children literature. If you have a reluctant reader, we have a librarian on staff who can help you find something for that reluctant reader. We have teen specialists or teen librarians in all of our buildings. We have adult services or adult librarians in all of our buildings. We have a collection development, reading specialists, reading advisory. So no matter what your interest is, whether it's for materials or programming or what the challenge is, if you have a reluctant reader or if you're looking, you know, sometimes this is crazy. We get adults come in and they're like, I need to know about Medicare, which like doesn't sound very fun, but it's also very important. So we have hosted, because we have staff who can make community connections, find the right resources. So we've hosted very successful Medicare workshops at the library because at the end of the day, you know, we are really trying to meet community needs, community wants. So we are listening. And no matter what that is, we have someone on staff who can connect you. We hired 2 new positions, so brand new positions. One is a Spanish outreach coordinator.
Amazing.
So we're really focusing on tapping into our Spanish-speaking community. We also just hired a technology librarian who will be full-time in Eagle at our Spark Studio, which is another phenomenal resource. And we just hired a full-time person there so that there is always someone there to help you with our Spark Studio resources. So, like I said, we really try to have a diverse staff to help get the community whatever it is they're looking for.
Oh, you all are information experts and specialists.
Absolutely.
So talk to me about the Spark Studio and what that is.
Yes, so it is located in our Eagle branch. It's a maker space, if anyone's familiar with that term. It's kind of a trendy library term, if you will, but it basically just means a room full of technology, hardware and software that allows you to create, make, brainstorm. So, you know, we have high-end Adobe in there. We have some stop-motion photography equipment in there, all kinds of different cameras, photography, laser cutters, sewing machines, Cricut, 3D printers. So, you know, if you're looking to create or design or brainstorm or even just see what's in there, you know, now we have a person on staff who can help guide you through that process. If you have old family photos or videos, we have technology in that space to help you preserve them and make the quality a little bit better. So, you know, if you hear this and you're like, oh, that's just for like young people or only teenagers, like that's not true at all. Like literally there's something in there for all ages. Like I said, sewing machine, quilting materials, all kinds of cool stuff.
I love that. And sparks, it makes sense. You're sparking creativity.
Exactly.
And sparking an idea.
Yep, 100%.
Absolutely. Well, I love all that you're doing at the
you.
library. I think it's just so important to continually stimulate and foster, I guess you could say, improvement in education.
Yeah,
and
lifelong learning.
creativity.
Like that's what we're all about, lifelong learning. And like I said, when in doubt, go to the library.
Absolutely. So tell us where to go one last time on the website.
So website is evld.org. Our 3 physical branches are Avon, Eagle, Gypsum, and literally any person can get a library card. All you need is a photo ID. That's
Amazing.
it. Just a photo ID.
So library card, events, Spark Studio, so many things happening.
Absolutely. Always something.
Absolutely. Well, Carrie Mae, thank you for joining
Thank
us
you.
here on the couch. We always love having you.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now head over to the Eagle Valley Library District website if you are looking for things to do this summer and to continue on throughout the rest of the year. Lots happening over there. Now stay tuned. We'll be right back after this break.
Good morning, Vail.
Yeah, you guys are, that's incredible.
Yeah, no, Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, as you can see, we are heading into the weekend, so let's take one last look at that weather sponsored by Sun and Ski Sports. Mostly sunny on Saturday with a 10% chance of rain, high of 79, low of 51. Just about the same on Sunday with an increase by 1 degree at 80 degrees and low of 52. Monday, just about the same, 81, 52. Tuesday and Wednesday, welcoming that sunshine, high of 84 and a high of 86 on Wednesday. So we had a really exciting show here on Mountain Connect. On Good Morning Vail. Lots of mountain action happening here. And Ben, it was wonderful to have you here on the couch with me.
Thank you so much for shepherding me through my very first episode of Good Morning Vail.
You did a great job. You had some really interesting conversations with Nap Harvest and Seagull Cycles.
I'm really excited for the Seagull Send this weekend. I love going to those bike races. Being a photographer, I love going to any sporting event in the valley and getting some
And
photos.
all the outdoor adventures that you like to do as
Exactly.
well. Nice little plug and tag into
Thank you.
your new segment there. But we loved having Eagle Valley Library District here. They have so much happening. It's incredible.
Great.
Library
Any chance you're going to
thing.
get out this weekend? Do anything fun?
Definitely going to try. I think I've got some friends visiting, so I've got to make sure that I take them out and about and show
Awesome.
them our wonderful town and all
Grab
that it
that
has
state
to offer.
park pass and head out to Sylvan Lake.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sylvan Lake, I haven't
Gorgeous
been there
out
yet,
there.
so I'm excited
Gorgeous.
to check that out. And lots going on with Bravo Vail and, just little listeners and all the different things here in town.
And Lakeside Cinema tonight.
Absolutely. Well, Ben, thank you. And
Thank
we
you.
will see you on Good Morning
Thank
Vail.
you, guys.
See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook at home? Watch Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller on TV8 Vail. Tracy brings you the best in fresh and healthy foods for the active outdoor lifestyle. Stream online at tv8vail.com or find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on 92.